want to share with you, anybody who is into it, my airbrush setup. And this is basically how I work with my airbrush setup, whether I'm doing beauty, special effects, body painting, you name it. I always use the same system and I always pack pretty much the same way. And I like to work smarter, not harder. So I like to work with things that are multifunctional, that are going to last a lifetime, that I won't have to replace. And that's definitely this compressor right here. This is the Krylon compressor. I believe it's the TC501, something like that. Anywho, this compressor is also, it's actually made by Sparmax. And what's really great about it is it's got this housing to it. So the compressor is in there, and you might have seen a compressor like this round kind of situation at like a nail salon, where they tend to use a compressor system longer, faster, etc. So these are really great compressors to work with, this typical size. I wouldn't recommend anything smaller than this because the difference is this is an auto shut-off motor. So when it's on, it makes no noise. It powers up, fills up the tank, and the moment it's filled up, it shuts off. And that is going to save your life on your compressor. It's also going to cut down on the noise pollution that you're creating when you're doing the makeup. It's fantastic, and it just allows for this to last a lifetime. I've had this compressor now. It's been through the world with me. It's literally traveled the world with me, and it's never let me down. It's been a rock. The price point is really amazing too. I think it's only 200 bucks, which is awesome for a compressor that lasts a lifetime, and you're not gonna have any overheating problems, none of that. So with this one, it's a little fragile because you're working with a regulator that's sticking out of the unit, and the easiest way to prevent any mess ups, if you tend to be somebody who is a little, I don't know, clumsy maybe, is just detach this and then carry it separately in a bag somewhere that it can be housed. But I don't do that. I keep mine attached. So when that stores into my kit, in my Zuka, it fits snug as a bug in a rug. I leave the regulator out to the front, and what I tend to do is pad it right here with some towels, extra towels that I'm gonna use anyways, and I just kind of shove them right here so it's nice and protected. I have plenty of room on the side here for a large bag, and I have plenty of room here for a couple bags. You see the space in here, it's incredible. So while this may look intimidating to some people who might be only comfortable working with those little baby compressors, this is gonna change your life. So if this is something you're interested in, stay tuned. I'm gonna talk a lot more about this coming up and give you guys a lot more video content. Yay! Second, I get to keep all of my plugins, all of my cords go right into here and save space. They also protect the cords so that they don't get damaged, because using these continuously and just having a flimsy cord flapping around and thrown into your kit, it's gonna get damaged and you're gonna wonder what the hell is wrong. Well, that's what's wrong. So I like to keep them bundle tied up with these Velcro ties that you can get at like Home Depot. I'm sure you can get them on Amazon. And that is how I keep this cord lasting a lifetime. It is a vinyl hose. It can tear very easily, especially at the grooves right here where it plugs in at. So please don't just take your cord and do this and throw it in your kit. Be respectful of your hundreds of dollar machine that you have, and just take this little sucker, and I love this. It just ties right up. OMG. This little Velcro puppy goes right up into here. And then what I do is I tend to attach it to this cord at a little extra area. And then I shove these suckers right into their little home. and that's where they live. Here is how else I set up my system. So I have my cords. This is how fast I can set up. Boom, plug that in. So then I unwind this little guy, plug it in, or rather twist it in, right? And now I have my cable ready to go. And then my guns, what do I do with my guns? Well, we're all kind of savvy to finding cool things on Amazon and whatnot. So this is just a color pencil holder that I got off of Amazon, and it contains all of my working guns. So I tend to carry 5 with me, sometimes 6, and then I have some extra stored away, but mostly I only work with 2 guns for beauty work. And so these guns are my 2 faves. They're both the Iwata Eclipse, and what they have on them is quick connects. So the quick connects is one piece that goes to the hose. This is called the female, and then one piece that goes to the gun, that's called the male, and it literally slides right in there. And then I have my second gun for maybe darker colors. That way I don't have to keep continuously cleaning 2 guns out at the same time. And when I want to change to my second gun, I pop that out and pop into the new gun. Easy peasy, beautiful, cover girl, love it. The holders, if you're wondering, are literally paper clips. They're just gold, little, cute, dainty paper clips, antiqued bronze or what have you. And that's my machine setup, good to go. Let me plug it in so you can hear what I'm talking about with the auto shut off. Okay, so here is it plugged in. Let's turn it on. Powers up, and then it shuts down and it goes quiet. So that is the auto shut off motor that's happening in this, and that is what I encourage anyone and everyone who is going to airbrush on the regular to have a motor that has an auto shut off feature. It's going to save the life of your motor, and it makes for a nice, pleasant working experience because we've cut down on all that noise pollution. So when I go to work with it, what's going to happen is as I'm blowing air out of my gun, it's creating noise in the system, right? Because it's churning in. Once I stop, maybe I'm switching colors, or I'm cleaning, or I'm onto eyeshadow that I'm doing by hand, or putting lashes on, finishing up the makeup, doing lips, moving on to the next client. I don't have to turn it off in between, which is amazing. So it's gonna save the life of your compressor. Over here is my regulator, so it's gonna allow me to change my PSI and adjust my pressure for my gun. And it also works as a moisture trap, which is great for working out here in Atlanta, where we tend to get a lot of moisture in the air. So it's going to prevent that from running through the hose. When I turn it off, it makes no noise, but I need to release that air. Also, I want to release that moisture out of there. So there's literally just this little nipple down here that I press in. It's going to shoot out air, and it's going to shoot out a little moisture down there, which is cool. And that is my compressor setup. So let me just finish showing you how I pack everything up when I pick out my products and what that looks like. This sucker is gonna go right in here. Look at all that room. So I could fit an entire kit in here if I wanted to. My guns go right on top, and then I usually am always carrying my alcohol and my water. And that usually fits into a different area. I'll sometimes put them, if I'm doing my Zuka, I'll just put them on the side and they work good. And that's it. Look, I saw my airbrush from my lesson earlier today. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've been meaning to bring you some cool content for a while. So thanks for hanging in and waiting, and I finally am in a calmer place that I can do that. And yeah, so I have a lot more content coming your way. Stay tuned. As always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns when it comes to airbrushing, let me know, hit me up, ask me. I'm there for you. I want you to be amazing, and I want you to love this just as much as I do. See you later.